Dark Souls. Well, I'm going to make a Dark Souls tier list because I want to, and I think it'll be fun. I always like watching tier lists on YouTube, but I'm thinking, well, I could make my own. Hopefully, this will be a good opportunity to show the internet that I don't have bad opinions about things. We'll see. You'll make sure to let me know how bad my opinion is, I'm sure. So, we're going to get right into it with Demon Souls. I think doing chronological order is the play here. Demon Souls is good. I think it even still holds up to this day. I think B tier works. It's good. There's a lot of weird experimental stuff that they tried because it was the first one. Some of the bosses are not that great. But some stuff's cool. Like the Storm King is just cool. There's like the old hero is cool. Neat ideas. Like, hey, let's have a blind guy and you making sound draws his attention. That's neat. It's good. Dark Souls 1 is better. A tier. There's stuff you could say about the second half, and it's worse. But man, the world design of that game, I still don't think has been. I mean, stuff like Elden Ring is. It's different. It's not the same, and it's hard to compare the two based on like the world design. But everything about Dark Souls 1 is great. The enemies, all good. So many of the bosses are so good. Except for the Bed of Chaos, that's terrible. Poo poo doo doo, hate that. But the game itself, excellent. The DLC, excellent. There's a lot of cool things, like all the different weapons and stuff. I like the Black Knight Halberd. But yeah, A tier. Dark Souls 2, on the other hand, is worse. I think probably the worst of all. So, but even still, it's an excellent game. I mean, it's better than most games. It's the worst Dark Souls game. So we'll put it in C tier. Excellent game. There's a lot of cool ideas that it had. But, yeah. Let's do Dark Souls Remastered. It's Dark Souls 1, but a little bit shinier. It's also amazing. We'll put it slightly above. There's the weird thing with the ankles. I don't know if you know about it, but yeah, that's the thing. But still, it's as good or better. Scholar of the First Sin sucks. I hate it. I hate that game. It pretty much takes everything that I don't like about Dark Souls and does it more. You know, let's just have a million enemies everywhere and it's so fun. So yeah, Aldi is fine, I guess, from a lore perspective, but like, as a boss, he sucks. Yeah. It's cool that like the DLC keys are like spread throughout the world. That part's kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it of the positive things. Everything else is bad. Don't like it. The Demon Souls remake is very good. I want to put it. We'll keep it in B tier, but there's reasons to play each one. I think it's better. It certainly looks better. But yeah, a lot of the effects, the loading, and the way that they handle all of that is pretty cool too. So Sekiro is very, very good. I don't think it's better than Dark Souls. I don't think that. Bloodborne, on the other hand, perfect. Perfect video game. Masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Everything about it's amazing. The combat's awesome. The setting's awesome. The bosses, the lore behind it, ridiculous. The insight system is very interesting. And you got Patches on with his head on a spider's body. That's just fun. It's Dark Souls 3. I it's like, is it better than 1? Is it worse than 1? I don't know. I let's think about this. The bosses are for sure better. You got stuff like the Twin Princes. I mean, what's the worst boss in Dark Souls 3? The Curse Rod of Greatwood, I guess. You compare that to the Bed of Chaos? Oh my. So yeah, I I mean the world I don't know. Like cuz it's a lot more linear and the world is like not nearly as immersive as Dark Souls 1 and magic just doesn't exist in the game. It feels like it's so bad. Especially for Faith. Faith kind of got screwed in Dark Souls 3, but I do think it's better. Fights like Soul of Cinder and Gale are so good. I just can't put it under. I understand if you think Dark Souls 1 is better. They're like right there with each other. And then there's the almighty Elden Ring, which I am also going to put in S tier. I also will put it above Bloodborne. I think it's the best. It is so big. It is so impressive. There are so many builds you can do. Magic is amazing, actually, again. I don't think it's nearly as busted, broke OP as Demon Souls was, but I do think that it is very good. And especially if you structure your entire build around it, you can do some ridiculous things. The bosses, very good. Soundtrack, very good. There are some, like, the repeat bosses are kind of, like, I get it, but I mean, even on like the 7th playthrough, I'm still finding new caves and dungeons I never found before. It's ridiculous. It just keeps being more. Godskin Duo does kind of suck though, but that's about as bad as the main story bosses get. And then you got fights like Radon, like Godfrey. I even didn't hate the Elden Beast as much as a lot of people did. It certainly wasn't my favorite, but yeah, the amount of content in that game is astonishing. Everything about it's amazing, and I do think it is the best From Software game. So yeah, there's my takes. Feel free to let me know how wrong my opinion is. I'm sure you're gonna. But honestly, this was fun. I always wanted to make a tier list, and oh, I'm sure I'll be doing plenty more of those. So, do look forward to that. Bye for now. Oh.